And then as you leave this building, because most people do, the effect fades. And how much of your dreams can you remember? Very, very little. Most people can't.
Every government organization has its inefficiencies, and every group of the people has wrong thinking codified into its foundation. And then there's the department.
Well, howdy, howdy, howdy. Nearly Senior Citizen here. Greetings, boys, girls, and all of our non-binary friends. And welcome to this, a brand new day. Son of a gun. It is nearly sunny outside with a cloud cover. So, good deal. It's not raining, but oh my God, did I wake up wheezy this morning. I was hacking hard until I was able to properly breathe. Why? No ideas. It wasn't really raining last night. But then forests are damp, and even as stuff looks dry, there is usually a biofilm of liquid that the microbes and stuff are living upon. So even when things look dry, they're really not. But at least I slept, and while I'm having pain from the muscle in my right inner thigh that wants to cramp up, it hasn't, and I was able to sleep well, and that was a good thing too. Yay! And so, front-loading of videos, thumbs up for that. Thank you, YouTube and YouTube algorithms. But hey, if you could toss me a like, that'd be very cool. If you could subscribe to the channel, that'd be awesome. If you could leave me a comment, I love them. It's very, very cool. And I would like to thank each and every one of my Patreon patrons, these literally beautiful and awesome people that are literally beautiful and awesome. My disability does not keep up with the cost of living. And without the help of these people, I would be thoroughly hosed as if I were a literal Christmas monkey, and that would suck. I do not know how long I should be keeping my hands up in the air. I get lost in that, but my wrists really hurt, so yay. But if you'd like to become a patron, there are links in the video description. Thumbs up for that, and yay, front loading of videos over. I have not done much yesterday. I was just not feeling well up here, and so I spent my first half of my day non-time blind largely. The first half of my day, my ADHD, it doesn't last, a minute, it lasts a minute. No, the first 6-7 hours last about an hour less than that, but it's pretty good compared. But from like 1 o'clock onward, it gets to be out of control. But yesterday, the first part of the day went fairly good, feeling good, did stuff, and that's good. And then recorded a video, and that's good. Played games, listened to music, and oh boy, do I love the soundtrack for the game Strafe, done by, it's like Toyby, Adam, somebody, I can't remember exactly. But then there's the Dusk soundtrack done by Andrew Hulsholt, and hokey smokes, that is awesome. But then I went for walkies, and I did my thinking as best I can with my brain the way it is, and came home and went to bed. So that's good. Definitely a thumbs up on that. Past that, didn't do a whole lot, just trying to survive myself, and that's a good thing. Now, because of that, I'm going to talk a lot about this creative stuff, and hopefully that's a good thing for you, because it's a good thing for me. It's all I really have from yesterday. I didn't really do anything besides record some videos and watch videos and play some games. So I wish I had accomplishments in my life that I could talk about, but I don't. Aside from surviving, surviving each and every day is an accomplishment right there. Because each and every day, there are so many people that don't. So, thumbs up for that. My kitty is very, very active this morning, so she's been wandering all over the place, making noise, knocking stuff over. So, if she continues to make thumping sounds in the background, my apologies. But remember, I cannot push my creativity and have it go to any place that's really wonderful. It's sort of it's not as good as if I just let things happen organically. So even though I've been working a lot on the whole inside-outside razor's edge thing, I've also been working on cryptid stuff, which is a part of that whole world. It's just a different focus than the regular inside-outside stuff. I have gotten fascinated by this whole... I don't remember even what got me hooked on it. heard something that reminded me of my interest, or I watched something, or I read something that reminded me of architectural horror and bureaucratic horror, and now my mind is stuck on that. I have been following that creativity thing as it goes ahead, chewing through this area and just being very pleased with everything that I am finding. The Department of Government Services is a governmental services building. It is in a large metropolitan city, and it is in charge of all the governmental services for that city, and not only the city, but for the surrounding counties and all the cities inside. There are, of course, satellite offices, but if you need to have anything major done, you have to go to the Department of Government Services. It is a existential / cosmic horror location / situation where, for the time being, because everything has a beginning, a middle, and an end, it is this. Just because it is that, though, doesn't mean it's the end of everything, but because it's not. It is just a smaller existential horror thing. But as a building itself, because of the people who designed it architecturally and engineering-wise, and then those who constructed it were all adherents of Qadiron. And while they had no general plan, because of their location, their situation, who they were adherents of, there was a confluence. Well, all these things came together, since I can't remember the word, and made a greater than the whole, greater than the sum of the parts whole. When they finished the construction of this building in the early 1930s, this building itself, which is 3/4 of a city block in width, and then 3 stories tall, ground floor, first floor, second floor, a year after its construction and beginning, that is when what had been put into motion when it was started finally came to fruition. It is an existential horror location / situation. There is an effect that happens if you have to go to this building, if you think about this building, if you are attuned to this building in any way, shape, or form, you are affected by the field that this place generates. I just call it the Dunning field because I don't know how else to really put it, because as you get closer, like if you say, I have to go there, and you get closer, this effect robs you of your ability to think critically. It robs you of your ability to make good decisions. As well, the closer you get, the more dreamlike a state you enter. All of those, not all of them, because otherwise you'd fall asleep, but a large number of the waves that your brain emits while you are asleep and or dreaming as you are asleep begin to be pumped out by your head, which damages your ability to remember and makes it much more likely that you're able to accept the more bizarre things you see. And then as you leave this building, because most people do, the effect fades, and how much of your dreams can you remember? Very, very little. Most people can't. It's like that. The more bizarre things that happen to you there just get retro-worked by your brain because, oh, you were there, but I can't really remember, so it must have been. And then you have memories of, oh God, you had a bad day, but you lived and it wasn't that bad. So the closer you get, the less able you are able to think, and the more of a dreamlike state that you enter because of that. That is a codification that's not a real codification, because the thing about cosmic and existential horrors is they're beyond our understanding. The only parts of it that I understand as a human being, and I have to put a hook on it, otherwise as a writer I'm left going, okay, there's something I can't describe, but now I've got to describe it, what do I do? I have to have some hook, some understanding of it. So there's the field that explains that. And then, as I try to go further on this and remember where I was going, yes, the codification. There is a situation where 10% of the people that enter this building are not going to have a good day, above and beyond everything else. So if 10,000 people enter this place, 9,000 of them are going to have nightmare times. But that's just normal. They're having their time. 10% of them, 1,000 of them are going to have a worse day. Of those 1,000, 90% of them are just going to have minor to temporal damage. They're going to be losing about 2 to 4 hours of the day. They feel like they've been in there 2 hours. When they come out, it's been 6. They feel like they've been in there for 3 hours. It's been 4. Just minor temporal damage. That 10%, 90% of those are going to have extreme temporal damage. When they come out, it's been the passing of a few days. 10% of those are going to have extreme temporal damage. When they come out, it's been anywhere from 18 to 39 days. They've had to sleep in the building and eat out of the vending machines. That final 10%, which out of 10,000 people is just one person, you never, ever see them again. No one ever sees them again, at least alive. Because at one point, I'm thinking of in this particular story, some person, the main protagonist, finally ends up in a smaller vending machine area with a resting area. There's couches and some chairs, and there's two vending machines. And there's a corpse. Half rotted, dried. No insect activity, but the poor thing there has been rodent chewed with droppings left about it. The horrible part about it that the character begins to understand is on the side of these machines are all the inspection dates and such. And every day for the last 10 years on this chart, they've been coming in every week, doing an inspection on the vending machines and restocking it, taking out the old stuff and rotating it. They've had to put their vending stuff right next to the body over at least the last decade, and nobody reported it. They've just dropped it there, done their work, and then left. And for the protagonist and myself, that is absolutely horrific. That you could just die there and they don't care. So yeah, there's that. It's also further codified that if you're going to, it has a basement, ground, first, and second. If you end up on the 3rd or 4th floor, or you end up in sub-basement 1, or you're just in corridors that end up a block long on this 3/4 of a block size building that only has 3 above ground floors, you're probably going to be okay. It'll just be 18 to 39 days before anyone sees you again. But if you end up in any of the corridors that are, well, longer than a block, or you end up on like floor 7 or sub-basement 2 or down, yeah, no one's ever going to be seeing you again. And this works with the employees too, because it's, again, 10%. They just have, 90% of the people that work there just have a nightmare time, but they're able to leave and do their stuff. And then 10% of those, they lose days, and some of them lose weeks. And there are some of them that just, they haven't been able to leave. This one fellow, yeah, he stopped being able to leave, to find the exit so he could go home back before his beard turned white. He just eats in the cafeteria. He sleeps in the break room. He just does exercise in the halls. But yeah, his beard turned white a long time ago, and so these people are just as much of victims as everyone else. Those are the only codifications. Those are the only rules and laws that are set down in stone about how this place functions, because it is existential / cosmic horror. By definition, beyond my understanding, even as an author. But you got to put a hook in it somehow. It is still part of the cryptid world. It is still part of the inside and outside. But I have learned just to follow my creativity, and I liked where it's led me so far on this whole the department situation. So just like the other types of cryptids, this of course is just not an actual cryptid, but it's in the cryptid world, and it's an existential horror, and I really like it in that I like it as an author. It is of course an actual nightmare being looked at as a human being, but hopefully you find it at least as semi-interesting as I find it fascinating. So here's hoping. And I've opened up 24 hours worth of comments in my community tab, and I'm going to go through and thank however many people have left me comments in the past 24 hours. It's never many, but anything more than 0 is awesome, so thank you. If I mispronounce a username, no disrespect is intended. I'm an American English speaker, and even though I count in American Sign Language, well, with my depression, fibro, ADHD, and a whole bunch of issues, we have I'm Not a Cop, who's been watching a lot of my reaction videos and probably not the vlogging, so will not know that I am thanking them for this, but thank you very much. We have JHZTMEUIBNA, thumbs up and thank you. It greatly appreciated. We have Confused Owl 29, always good to see you in the comments. And I wish I was one of the people that could have gone caving when I was younger. If only I'd been able to do it mentally and physically. I'd hate to get stuck in there and die underground like some of these people. But, 99% of people who go caving don't end up like that. So it would be cool. And then there's Goose Music, thumbs up and thank you. Oblivion with a 3, thumbs up. And I've seen you in the comments before, and I hope to see you again. Tommy Copeland, hey, good to see you in the comments as well. And oh my God, I love Malcolm McDowell as an actor. He's one of the best actors I have ever seen on the screen. I love everything about the way he works. We have JAYY, good to see you in the comments, and thumbs up, glad to see you. We have Nico Bands, good to see you as well. We have Ben B, and good to see you in the comments as well. Thumbs up. Jesse Koskinen, greatly appreciated, and yes, definitely good to see you in the comments. And Ice Damon, thumbs up, and that is it. 11 people who left me comments, and good to see you as well, Ice Damon. It is appreciated if you watch this far. If not, everybody else knows that I like to see it. But I'll thank you, each and every one of you. You get me out of my head, into the world, dealing with real people, if only in text and only a short time. Thumbs up for that. With my hands in the air, don't know what device you're watching this on, but wherever it is, there is a show more video description for the video. Inside that, there's links to all of my various channels, as well as my Twitter, my Facebook, my Patreon. And again, I would like to thank each and every one of my Patreon patrons, these literally beautiful and awesome people that help to keep me and my kitty cat and little Ghost the hamster alive. He's a good little hamster, and even though he can't speak English or even do anything but be a hamster, I know that he appreciates being alive, and my kitty cat does as well as myself. I hopefully didn't put my hands up too long or too short. Ow, my wrist hurt. Gotta love carpal tunnel. And hey, I've forgotten where I'm on that. If you do not donate or cannot donate, I take all good wishes and I deposit them in the bank of my heart where I draw interest. So thank you very much. Hopefully I haven't forgotten most of the things I usually say. And if you could toss me a like, I appreciate all the positive validation I get from my existence. And if you can hit the notification bell and the subscription button, that would be very cool. Boy, I love having my bone brain. I can't remember a thing without meds. Life is life. Life is life. I'm going to try and get some things done today, try and make some phone calls for appointments like the VA and such. I was unable to do that yesterday. Hopefully today I can get that done. Hopefully you can get done the things you would like to get done as well. But if you can't, don't beat yourself up. It's not the end of the world. We're never going to see the actual end of the world. That's billions of years away from us now. Yay! And of course, the covfefe bug is raging. People are still getting sick and dying, so please don't be one of them. Take your precautions, get your vaccinations. Just don't get it. Don't get sick. Don't die. So, until we meet again, you take care. Have a great day today. I will see you on the flip side, and quite frankly, I think that's a very good idea.